Stereo. Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the grand trivia stage our great leader, our Grand Aquarium Emperor, the trivia master of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Trivia Master Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
Hello and welcome to Grand Trivia, the only trivia show in any dimension where the points do matter and losing will cost you everything. I'm Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire, and if you've been keeping a close eye on all of our social media, you might have caught wind that there's a surprise theme tonight. Intern Cleveland Show is off on a very important mission. Studio Cat is flying through space, causing all sorts of problems for many unsuspecting planets, but don't you worry. Yeah, well, I don't know if you're jumping on the shameful allegations Stephen Premmel makes week in and week out in this chat about me loving farts, heart and farts, I should say, but that's not true. Yes, our mystery theme. Well, I have another special hat provided to us by Kevin's Hatinator that will make crystal clear what our theme is. So why don't you say I put it on? Ay caramba, that's right. It's a Simpsons themed episode of Grand Trivia. Don't have a cow, Lindsay Premmel. Or should I say, ha ha. And now this theme is too big to be internless, of course. So we will be joined by special not host, that's too big of a title. Special guest intern, Arthur from NASA. Welcome, Arthur from NASA.
Hi, everyone. Stephen Premmel, please don't get me in trouble again.
You had cows already? Specific Andrew, I specifically told you not to have cows.
Hi, Stephen. Blogtoven, I appreciate your hate, but it's not my fault. Kristie told me I had to be here. She's more important than this, so...
She certainly is more important than you, but no one is more important than this here show.
Fluval, well, your head looks oddly shaped.
Yes, Blogtoven was saying boo earns, so you don't have to be afraid of anything right now, Arthur from NASA. Yeah, my head looks oddly shaped. It's a tribute to famed in your dimension today is April 1st, so I dressed up like famed prankster Bartholomew Simpson, who, I don't want to shock you, is also the Bartman.
Did Bartholomew have a high top? Like, was he a 90s kid? Is that what's happening?
I mean, yes, he sort of was the definitive 90s kid if you think about it in many ways. Oh, Arthur, who's behind you there in your cubicle?
Don't make eye contact with him.
I am making nothing but direct eye contact with him. See, that's why I had to zoom so close to the lens.
So Kristie thought that I wasn't getting enough socialization.
Mm-hmm.
So she put me in an office space, took me out of my paying cubicle, put me in a paying office space with several other Arthurs.
Right, there's lots of you.
I'm picking up bits and pieces, but he's the oldest one in the office, and he keeps staring at me like he's waiting to see me die, and he keeps leaving me passive-aggressive Post-it notes. Like, there's, can you hear
me?
He hasn't said anything to me. Like, I don't know what he just left me another note.
What does it say?
It says, don't use the microwave. I don't know what this means. Arthur,
what did you do with the microwave, Arthur?
I didn't do anything with the microwave. I haven't eaten since I moved there. The whole
Has
office-
there been... Oh, Arturo Castro from NCIS looks so frightened, says Alice Forever Cemetery. You certainly do look frightened. Has anything strange been happening with the microwave?
It turns on of its own accord, and the entire office space smells like fish.
Fish, you say?
Uh-huh.
Premel, did you microwave your tuna in the office microwave again? First you're out here saying I heart farts, and now you're stinking up the place. How dare you, Stephen Premel? How dare you? What are you... I am having cows so much right now. And if you've seen something, much like Lindsay Premel saw Stephen lie, go to Twitter and tweet your field reports at Arthur from NASA, and we'll turn to them after question 5 in our trivia.
I was told that since I'm here, I can't be in the field, so please help me. If I get another demerit for not reporting in the field, I think they're going to chop off a piece of me, and I really don't want to lose another part of my body.
Stephen Premel pointing out that I look more like I'm part of Kid and Play, to which I would say, you try reconciling the shape of my head with the shape of Bart Simpson's head and see what you come up with. If you have a better idea, why don't you tweet it at us at RF Multiverse as well, and we'll share it on the show. Microwave fish smell is also what my farts smell like. If I farted, absolutely that's what they'd smell like. And what's that I smell now? It's the smell of trivia. So go to crowd.live and enter the code 85E5Z, or follow this handy dandy link that's popping up in your Twitch chat now so you can join our game of Simpsons trivia. I am Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
I'm Arthur. Just in case we forgot.
No, I remembered who you were, you little homunculus, you. Anyway, who's joined our game so far? Let's take a look, shall we? We have no one yet, so come on in and join our game. Right now I'm just seeing all of your great names from Gotham Earth, like the Jess Man. Stephen Premel microwaves fish because I heart the smell of my farts. Again, Stephen Premel, your lies are losing their impact through repetition. Ode to Fluval.
Premel, the smell of cooked fish is nothing like the smell of fish fart. I mean, I have never smelled fish farts ever in my life at all. In Fluval's class, especially.
Why are you saying it in that tone, Arthur?
I'm not saying anything, Fluval. I promise. I promise.
A bootlegged Bart, you are actually the person I was thinking of when in a post on the Patreon we said that this themed right up the alley of some of our patrons. And if you want to support us just like bootlegged Bart does, go to patreon.com/Radio Free Multiverse. Intern Arthur, more like Fluval's Al Halper. Exactly. If I was going to open up a credit card in Arthur's name, absolutely, that's what I would go by.
does credit exist on the station?
You better believe it does, as does Smithers, Simps for Capitalism, the Goggles They Do Nothing, a groaning named Matt, Jazz, Fadson, Jesse, Specific Andrew, Bootleg Bart, and I am tired of these jokes about my giant hand have all joined our game. That means, well, it looks like actually we have 15 out of our 20 players, which seems a bit suspicious given some of the names I'm saying. Oh, Off Bart Valerie is here, as is Bartoven. Bartoven.
Well, don't look at the chats at all. Lindsay Premel hasn't said anything that would be upsetting to you.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah. Lindsay, you're gonna get me killed. Stop.
What did you... Lindsay? Why are you lying? Like, we're fine with lies, but why do you feel the need to really just underscore, like, at least come up with new and varied lies, not just the same one over and over? Has anyone said Farther? Farther from Fartza?
I
don't believe they have.
Arthur, I'm going to call him Arthur Prime because I have no other word for him. He left another note. Who ate Arthur Six's PBJ?
Are you Arthur 6?
I don't know. No one will explain anything to me.
What's up, Horde Jedi? Today's theme is Simpsons trivia, and you can join our game by going to crowd.live and entering that code right there, 85E5Z, or following the link that's in the chat right now. But I think, you know, what?
To answer your question, he left another note. I'm the worst, Arthur.
Well, I can't argue with that one. That seems objectively, definitively. Yeah, so my head, I'm gonna go big for a sec. My head, it looks like this because I'm dressed up like Bart Simpson, world famous pranker, because today is April Fool's Day, which is why I tried to trick you into thinking that we were going to do a whole Family Guy quiz tonight. But no, we're doing the better cartoon show about a dumb father with 2 children and a baby and a wife who tolerates a lot. Charlene is out on an important mission tonight, and Studio Cat is flying through space, causing problems for many unsuspecting worlds.
So I'm here.
So Arthur's here.
Hi, Horde.
Wait, I forgot Family Guy lives in Rhode Island in your dimension. Yes, Rhode Island is very real. And it looks like we have 18 out of 20 players thanks to Amanda Hugginkiss, who has joined our game. But with that, I think it's time to get... That is a good episode. How are you holding up, Arthur?
Other than the emotional and physical abuse, and the fact that Arthur Prime keeps leaving me notes... He left me a note that says, "Give me all your muffins." I don't have any muffins. Again, I have no food here.
But doesn't that make it easy to give away all your muffins? Because you already have, if you have none.
So, Fluval, it might be different for a 5th-dimensional creature like you, but for 3rd-dimensional creatures, if we have nothing, we can't give something. Something doesn't come
if this is the better show, where is Tina, Jean, and Linda? That's fair. That's a fair point. I was just doing a direct comparison of The Simpsons versus Family Guy, but I think that's a very fair opinion to have. Alice Forever Cemetery. Also, yeah, just give me your muffins. I don't want to consume them. I just want to eject them into space.
No. There's one for that. He left me a note earlier. Please close the airlock. So I did. So we can't eject the muffins into space.
Okay. Well, I'm going to distract myself from that realization by getting our trivia underway. So here we go. It begins now. What? You said why? They don't need luck. In my experience, there's no such thing as luck. But here's our first question. True or false? Homer's enemy, Frank Grimes, liked to be called Grimy. Is that true or false? Do you know the answer to this one? Intern Constitution.
It's Intern Arthur. I don't know which number designation, but I believe it is false because I believe that Homer calls him grimy and the guy doesn't like it.
Well, let's see. Many have locked in their answer. Rhode Island is a trick. Massachusetts played on America to get 4 senators, says Alice Forever Cemetery. And yeah, we can GIF now. Anyway, let's see what everyone picked. Do you all agree with Arthur? Because that's a choice you get to make. Well, 10 of you said false. 1 of you said true. Whose face is the egg on? Is it on those who said it was true or those who said it was false? The correct answer is false, despite what Reverend Lovejoy says at his funeral. He didn't like to be called grimy. Oh, weird. Hello, goddamn Emily Pineapple, watching the show for the first time. Welcome. Anyway, let's check our leaderboards in the wake of this first question. I am tired. Oh, boy. I am tired of is in first. Horde Jedi in second. Jazz Fadson in third. Tied with Barthoven and Stephen Premel rounding out our top 5 in fifth. Welcome 1B BBR single walk run. There's still room for you to join our trivia, but get in quick because we have 19 out of 20 players in the game. And of course that is I am tired of these jokes about my giant hand, who's in first place. Now, why don't we move on to question number 2. In 2001's New Kids on the Blech, Bart, Nelson, Milhouse, and Ralph were part of a boy band that spread subliminal messages for which branch of the U.S. military? Before we bring anything up, do you think you know the answer to this one, Arthur from NASA?
I don't remember this episode specifically.
That's a shame.
Arthur Prime said that if I scream,
show us your. Okay.
If you scream, I'll wake it up. I don't know what it is, but Fluval, can I move to a different office, please?
No, but we can move on to the question getting underway. Was it the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, or the Space Force that they helped spread subliminal messages for in an episode that also featured the destruction of the Mad Magazine offices? You really haven't seen this one. It was February 2001.
I stopped watching after season 8 because I got bored.
Okay, well, fair enough then. It's Arthur Prime's libido, apparently, says Stephen Premel. Be careful.
I do not like that.
You know what I like? That this question has been answered. What did everyone pick? Oh, 10 of you thought it was the Navy, 1 of you thought it was the Army, and 2 of you thought it was the Space Force, which did not exist yet. No, it did not. Well, it would be really interesting. I mean, maybe the Simpsons predicted it. They do that sometimes. Did they in this case? No, the correct answer is the Navy. Their manager was Lieutenant Surge, who operated under the ironclad secret alias of LT Surge. Their songs contained the lyrics Iva net niage, which they were shocked to discover is join the Navy backwards. I agree. I like the sound effects a lot. The Argyle thinks they're going for oops, all wrongos. Horde Jedi likes crowd purr. I think it's a lot of fun. Also, if you follow them on LinkedIn, you can see that they're gonna unveil images as answers soon, where each possible answer will be an image and not just text. Did he have a Raichu? Great point, specific Andrew.
I know this is not related to much, but I do remember from Little Miss Sunshine that you can't be a fighter pilot if you wear glasses. So why is Milhouse? Yes, that's Milhouse. Why is Milhouse flying a plane?
Because this was from the music video for their hit song, and so he wasn't actually flying a plane. It was all movie magic. Horror Jedi says you can wear glasses, you can't be colorblind. It was apparently because he was colorblind, not because he had glasses. Also, if I remember correctly, that boy was played by Paul Dano, who joined us last week on Gotham Earth.
That's right. I
So
heard
check
he was
that
very
out.
sexy and slutty.
Yes. Slutty Paul Dano as the Riddler joined us, and Captain Dr. Crimes on last week's episode, as did the Jester and Manny Keen. But now let's see who joined our leaderboard, where I am tired of the jokes about my giant hands is in first. Jazz Fadson is tied in second with Barthoven. I'm also gonna tweak the background on this because boy do some of these names get lost. Here we go. Horror Jedi and Bootleg Bart are tied for fourth. Specific Andrew in sixth. Jesse in seventh. A groaning named Matt after that. Seems like the quicker you answer, the higher you score. Incredible point that should not be understated. It is absolutely true that much like our old platform Kahoot, in this, the quicker you answer, the higher you score. And in 13th place is the great named Smithers and Simps for Capitalism, which I don't want to be lost because that name is perfect. Do you have anything to add, Arthur, before I move on to question number 3?
Arthur Prime is asking you a question, Fluval.
What do you dare ask me, Arthur Prime? I mean, I'm doing a show, so yes, I'm up.
I think that's a winky emoji.
Is there an Arthur Earth? We actually talked about this before the show. Where are you from?
There was a note. What's my Earth? Which I think is the question for all Arthurs. And it was longer than I can think I remember, but I came from an Earth that was going to be destroyed in an Armageddon-style scenario with an asteroid striking it. And Kristie, in her benevolence, took me off the planet right at its point of destruction and inducted me into the internship program.
But what did you say your Earth was called again?
I'm from late-stage capitalism Earth.
Okay.
It's a blender of awfulness. Everything's on fire, literally and figuratively.
I mean, I like fire. Fire's fun. Intern Steve Buscemi would be a hoot. I agree, Jess Fadson Montgomery. And yes, luckily I have not seen anything about the chance of being censored in Crowdpur. So why don't... What? Oh, Pop-Tarts on fire.
I do need clarification here. What do you mean by that, sir?
You can use them as kindling.
I need further clarification on this.
You can use Doritos as kindling, too. Doritos are incredibly flammable. I don't know if you know this. It's actually... If you ever find yourself in needing to start a fire and all you have is some Doritos, you might as well line them up because those babies burn real good.
Fluval, that seems like such a bad...
Stephen Premel was saying because everything's on fire, and so Pop-Tarts are therefore on fire. It was a little bit of a logic game happening in our comment section. You can also use dryer lint and TP rolls for Flint. Absolutely, Stephen Premel. I mean, Lindsay Premel. I don't know what it smells like, Horde Jedi. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't have a nose. When I brought up scent earlier, it was rhetorical. And hypothetical as well. Unlike our next question, which did actually happen. Which Hollywood actress voiced Maggie Simpson in the 1992 episode Lisa's First Word? Was that Angela Lansbury of Murder, She Wrote fame, Debbie Reynolds, Elizabeth Taylor, or Katharine Hepburn? Speaking of fire, 451 degrees is the temperature at which Hep burns. The Emperor has no nose, the fart's unfelt. A Fluval story. See, someone gets it. I feel nothing towards farts. Exactly. And great point, Blogtoven. You do need Cool Ranch Doritos. You do need Cool Ranch Doritos to douse those flames. Do you know the answer to this question, Arthur from NASA? Any idea?
I do remember watching this episode, but I do not remember identifying the voice at the time.
Do you remember what her first words were, or first word was?
No, but I remember it being... I feel like I remember it being something atypical for a baby to speak. I also remember that Maggie shot Mr. Burns, but that's a whole other story.
Well, you may have just given away another trivia question from later in our quiz, Arthur, so you'll be punished for that later. Also, I'm going to note, I feel like me saying Cool Ranch burritos is proof I've looked into the abyss that is Mountain Dew far too long. And it has infected my brain, and now I am generating strange new foodstuffs that pair well with Baja Blast.
Fluval, has Doritos and Mountain Dew ever done a crossover?
Yeah. Right?
Wait,
they
really?
must have. Well, they're both Taco Bell stalwarts.
Sure, but
because you have the Doritos Locos Taco and the Baja Blast and all that. I mean, they did a sweet tea flavor lightning one at KFC. Mountain Dew flavored Doritos, or Doritos flavored Mountain Dew-rito.
Doritos. Oh, Horde, no.
I want flamin' hot Doritos flavored Mountain Dew.
Flaming hot Doritos.
Gotta do the dude, much like we gotta do the reveal of what you all picked. One of you said Angela Lansbury, 2 of you said Debbie Reynolds. 7 of you said Elizabeth Taylor. 1 of you said Katharine Hepburn. Alice would love a Flamin' Hot Dew. I think Master Chief only eats Doritos while he's chugging Code Red. And Gamer Fuel, of course. Gotta have that Gamer Fuel. But what's the correct answer to which Hollywood actress voiced Maggie Simpson in the 1992 episode Lisa's First Word? The correct answer is Elizabeth Taylor. And Maggie's first word was... Daddy.
Oh, really?
Yes, and they apparently had to record it a whole bunch of times because it kept sounding too sexual.
That's funny, but also benign.
Yeah.
That's
the point.
Punch they pull.
Well, because it wasn't a joke. It was supposed to tug at your heartstrings. It's like the whole episode with the do it for her reveal that Homer has stayed in a job he hates. Just for Maggie. I remember it as Daddy. It was Daddy. I know because apparently, according to one of the commentaries, she ended the recording session with Daddy, fuck you, because she was tired of having to say Daddy 20 times in a row.
That's fair.
Yeah. Very fair. And I would love to see the version with the fuck you dubbed in.
Yes.
So it's just this heartwarming shot of Maggie going, fuck you. Do, 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 do. Now let's look at our leaderboard. I didn't have a transition there. Bart Tobin now in first. I am tired of these jokes about my giant hands. Appropriately enough, caught off and trailing off into second place. Bootleg Bart in third place. Smithers Sims for Capitalism still in last, but Jazz Fadson in fourth. Or Jedi rounding out our top 5 in fifth. They should have got Orson Welles. That would have been great. Daddy. It's my best Orson Welles. I do remember what happened to I'm gonna show everybody what Daryl Strawberry's head looks like in that episode in case they don't remember, because I can't unsee your joke. And of course, Arthur, where do you think I would go to pull up an image? What building?
Palace.
My what?
Go to your mind palace. That look.
That's right, we go to my mind palace, and here is Daryl Strawberry, where he keeps drinking the sports drink, and it makes his head get huge. Yeah, Arthur Prime is the oldest Arthur who's behind Arthur.
Yeah,
I guess we'll call him.
He has left me a note. He says...
Oh, it's Ken Griffey Jr. Oh, clarification. I'm glad you passed my test, bootlegged Bart. That was a little extra piece of trivia. I was going with the whole notion that it was Daryl Strawberry. to see if anyone would catch it. Of course, it is correctly Ken Griffey Jr. Daryl Strawberry just cries after Bart and Lisa taunt him in the outfield.
Alice Forever Cemetery. That's one of my favorite Treehouse of Horrors. Is when Homer makes a deal with the devil to become a donut, and his head turns into a donut. And
that's a really good one.
He can't stop eating his own head because he's so tasty.
Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a really good one. And then, like, when he gets in that donut conveyor belt machine as well. But I think we've reminisced enough.
Stephen Premel, please stop trying to stir beef between us. I did not sound salty. That is lies. That's slander. Fluval, please believe me. I was not salty.
Realizing in cold, numb horror that I would also probably eat my own head if it was turned into a donut, you mean? I mean, that's a big thing to realize about yourself. So why don't we give you a trivia question so you can focus on oh, just in general, you'd eat your own head. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to move on. Okay, well, Horde Jedi, if you stop chatting suddenly, we'll know why. Because you've eaten your own head. But for now, let's go on to question number 4. And this will be one where you have to type in your answers. You might remember which actor from films such as Here Comes the Coast Guard, The Wackiest Covered Wagon in the West, and Fuzzy Bunny's Guide to You Know What. Type in your answers now. Which actor would you remember from things such as Here Comes the Coast Guard, The Wackiest Covered Wagon in the West, and Fuzzy Bunny's Guide to You Know What? Do you believe you know this answer, Arthur from NASA?
No, there was an entire episode about him, and I completely forgot he existed as a character.
There's an episode about him where it's all about his sexual attraction to fish.
How does that make you feel, Fluval?
Not a fan of that part, but he's such a good actor that the rest of his characterization I still like. I just wish he was... and also, I'm not actually a fish. I need to clarify that. I manifest to you lowly third-dimensional beings as a fish. No way, says Redactron. You know, I'll be able to vet some answers afterwards. If there's anything that should be right, but it marked wrong, I'll correct it. Anyway, you've all sent in your answers. Why don't we see them? 58% of you said Troy McClure. 17% of you said Fluval. 8 said Paul Dano. 1 of you said Troy McClure. And 1 of you said Troy McClure. Well, I mean, a couple of those I can think of. Well, first of all, it's Troy McClure. I'll just show the correct thing. And then let's see. Let me see. That should be correct. And that should be correct. It is not me or Paul Dano, though. So all the other spellings were combined into the correct answer as well. Although no way was it because Stephen Premel had a high school buddy named Troy McClure. You may also remember him from 5 fabulous weeks of the Chevy Chase Show.
Or you may remember him from Stephen Premel's high school.
You may remember him from Stephen Premel's high school. So I did think about putting on a Blinky hat instead of a Bart hat, which would just be giving myself a third eye, like Blinky the three-eyed fish. I mean, I bet he never heard the end of it. You know, I mean, I assume it's what happens also when anyone sees a Fluval aquarium. They're just like, hey, did you know you have the same name as an aquarium named Fluval? And it's all confusing because it's like, I'm an aquarium, but not like the glass box. And yeah, R.I.P. Phil Hartman for sure. That's why Lionel Hutz and Troy McClure haven't appeared recently. Oh, Lindsay Premel doesn't remember Troy McClure. So why don't we now go to our leaderboard, where I'm tired of the jokes about my giant hand is in first, Bootleg Bart in second, over Bartoven in third, Jazz in fourth, and of course Amanda Hugging Kiss in fifth place. And that was question 4. So we have question 5, and then it's time for our field reports. So if you have anything you want to share with Arthur, Go tweet him at Arthur from NASA, and we'll read them out live on the show after this question.
Please help.
The Simpsons released 6 albums full of both original songs and those from the show. Which of these is not one of those albums? Go Simpsonic with The Simpsons, Meet The Simpsons, songs in the key of Springfield, or The Simpsons Sing the Blues. Which of these is not the name of an album of songs by Springfield's most famous residents? I hit the wrong dang button on accident this time, says the Argyle. Alice had 2 of these albums as a kid. Ooh, that should give you a leg up in this question. Arthur, what's your thoughts?
I am so unfamiliar with the discography of The Simpsons. I think Meet the Simpsons is a false one, because isn't it Meet the Flintstones?
Meet the Flintstones is part of the Flintstones theme song,
So
but
I
it
feel
may
like
not be correct.
They would get
or
into
wrong.
copyright issues if they tried to snatch that, right?
Oh, it's definitely different enough that it wouldn't cause a copyright issue, but let's see what everyone picked. 6 of you said Go Simpsonic, 4 of you said Meet the Simpsons, 1 of you said Songs in the Keys of Springfield, and 1 of you said Simpsons Sing the Blues. And a guy named Matty thinks that he still has the Simpsons Sing the Blues cassette tape, so you know it's not that one that's wrong. Which one's not real? It's Meet the Simpsons.
I got one
Which,
right. That
funnily
never happened.
enough, we were not thinking of the Flintstones when we wrote the wrong answer. We were thinking of the album Meet the Beatles.
Oh.
And we were riffing on that because while that's wrong, The Simpsons does have an album named in parody of a Beatles album. And we're going to take a look at that album right here. It is, of course, the Yellow Album. The cover is, of course, a parody of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and that was released in 1998.
Oh, wow. I appreciate on the artwork they have the old art style for The Simpsons just to the left of them.
Yeah. And they're in the, black suits, much like on Sgt. Pepper's, they're in the old Beatles suits next to the, then modern Sgt. Pepper's Beatles. Oh, the Argyle lost their Weird Al tapes. Did Simpsonic sing Closing Time? And yes, song titles aren't copyrighted, and I don't think album titles are either. Probably not. And yes, the Bee Gees did a Sgt. Pepper's movie with an evil band Aerosmith, foreshadowing the video game Revolution X, when Aerosmith were freedom fighters helping you shoot CDs at your enemies.
Oh my god.
That left a mark on me, as you can tell. Yeah, Bootleg Depart forgot about that game. I never will. Because it's so silly. It had full motion video, I believe, of the band in between. Music is the only weapon. Exactly, Alice.
It makes me think of the Shaun of the Dead bit when they're throwing vinyl records at zombies.
Yes. Yes. Now I desperately want to ask Edgar Wright if he played Revolution X. Much like I desperately want to go to our leaderboard, where Bootleg Bart has taken the lead over I'm Tired of These Jokes About My Giant Hands. Barthoven in 3rd. Smithers Sims for Capitalism in 14th. By the way, we now have 20 out of 20 players. We have a packed game. We're as full as we can be, and Stephen Premel and Specific Andrew round out our top 5. But now it's time to take a break from our game of trivia for a very happening segment. That's right, it's time for Field Notes
Field reports
from the field with Arthur.
And thank you.
From Not the Field.
I've got at least 4 of these. I'm not in the field this week. Kristie put me in a bunch of cubicles with a bunch of other Arthurs from different worlds. Arthur Prime, who you can see behind me, is the oldest one here. Clearly hasn't died yet. I hear that's pretty typical for Arthurs. But this isn't about me. This is about Stephen Premel's the first one. Okay. Fluval, please don't tell me.
I can't promise anything.
Stephen Premmel writes, Arthur from NASA. I, intern Arthur from NASA, speaking with pure heart.
What?
Truthfully declare that I have smelt what Fluval dealt.
What?
Fluval supplied it, and I cannot deny it. Fish, farts, salty, dank, nuggets of colonic air. Holes and confirm Fluval farts. That was Stephen Premmel. That was not me, Arthur. Please.
Premmel, I have your coordinates, Premmel. Well, that destroyed a Premmel. To be seen if it's the one who's been spreading these horrible rumors about. Oh no, they're Legion. Now there are two of them. This is getting out of hand.
Wait, so is the Stephen Premmel Legion similar to the Horde collective? Is that?
Oh, you mean the Horde Jedi?
Because aren't there multiple hordes as well?
Yeah, the Horde Jedi.
The Horde Jedi.
Horde Jedi is a franchisee franchisor all across the multiverse.
Franchiser, that's right.
Also,
okay.
I see that we have received reports about the fact that Flamin' Mountain Dew is real. Just so you know, as a reminder, when I referenced Flamin' Mountain Dew earlier, it is real. It is not specifically Flamin' Hot Doritos Mountain Dew. It's just Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. And what I want is that full-on synergy where it becomes a salty hot drink, not just a hot drink. Continue, Arthur.
I can't. I'm now.
You have to.
Hot Mountain Dew. Oh God. Jazz Fadson, thank you for reporting in. Says Arthur from NASA, reporting in from Couch Earth. It is very warm here, and the blankets are soft. We are all very tired. Well, Jazz Fadson, that sounds lovely, and I wish I was where you were, cuddling you on a couch and not in a cubicle full of creepy Arthurs being tormented by a fish. But
if wishes were fishes, there'd be so many more of us. Do you have any more? I am not going to do that, the Argyle.
No.
That sounds like a way to get banned from Twitch.
That is not even a safe search kind of thing.
Oh yeah, you could heat it up like Dr. Pepper, like that. They used to drink Dr. Pepper hot as a holiday tradition.
You showed, I think it was last year or last.
In your dimension, it might have been, yes.
In my dimension, it was last year, but there was the ad for hot, like it was in an old black and white commercial.
Yes. And you were supposed to put some lemon in it to make it a refreshing holiday drink. Also, hot orange juice.
Stop! God.
If you want it to stop, you should do your last field report that you've received.
No smelly foods and hot orange juice is that. Captain Silly Pants, Arthur from NASA. This timeline's Arthur from NASA, am recruiting for my boy band style pop group. I will now improvise a quick song to entice potential auctioneers. Okay, here I go.
I'm listening. Oh, I hear another Arthur really liked that. Alice has bought 5 cans of Flamin' Hot Dew from eBay.
I don't have a backing, but I'm gonna go with something close to. I'm Arthur from NASA, and I'm captured by a fish. I'm imprisoned with other authors, and I wish I wasn't here. Except I also wish I wasn't on a planet where I die, because that happens basically every week. And
thank you for your serenade to us, Arthur from NASA.
If there were 5 of me, it would have sounded great because we would have harmonized. But instead, you just get my crappy voice. So,
oh Lord, Alice, don't do that. If anyone is coming to the LA George Lucas talk show, we can shotgun the Flamin' Hot Mountain Dews outside of the Comedy Club Dynasty typewriter before the show.
Alice, you will die. Don't do that. I'm a scientist. Don't do that.
But you know what you can do? Move on to question number 6. Here we go. Who shot Mr. Burns? Arthur already told you, so who answers it quickest?
I ruin things sometimes.
And this is Troy McClure from the Simpsons 108th episode showcase, where he recaps it. But yeah, just bring it. Oh, that would be funny. Bringing back the icing trend, but with hot dew. Oh, you missed Arthur explain who shot Mr. Burns?
Oh, I can explain it again if you'd like.
Well, let's see what everyone...
We ran out of time.
Well, everyone got it right. It's Maggie Simpson. Though, all of the other possible answers were used in alternate endings that were created by the animators to prevent leaks. They considered actually having Barney be the killer as a way to write him out of the show by sending him to prison because they thought they had used all of their Barney-related ideas. Yeah, that'll happen if you don't quicker your answer. It doesn't really higher your score. Did you just receive another note? Good night, Specific Andrew. Thank you for joining us.
Good night, Specific Andrew. Enjoy enjoy.
What did you get, Arthur? What's your new note?
Arthur Prime is going to join the band, and he's got a few other Arthurs that he can audition.
That's wonderful. I'm glad that you're all in sync with each other.
God damn it.
But now let's go to the leaderboard, where Bootleg Bart is in first. I am tired of these jokes about my giant hand in second. Bartoven in third. Stephen Premel in fourth. Jazz Fadson in fifth. Jazz is okay if we destroy his planet because it's had a good run. It's had a run. I welcome the space lasers. I will never get over NASA. What? What's NASA?
NASA was the follow-up to NASA, where a bunch of old white men thought that they should get in touch with what the kids are doing these days. Oh, well, that's a better...
That lines up with everything you said. It is an attempt to get in touch with what the kids do these days. I mean, NSYNC was big with the youth when it was around.
Their title song, Bye 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 to Gravity.
Oh, of course. Well, I find this attempt to, grasp and subvert. I see Amanda hugging kiss Alice Forever Cemetery. I don't know. Yeah, I see Amanda hugging kiss. Do you see Amanda hugging kiss, Arthur?
No, but I do see IP Freely on the list.
Oh, I don't see IP Freely there. Is there an IP Freely here? Is there an IP? Why, you little... When I find you, I'm going to destroy your planet. I'm going to orbit your system, and I'm going to blow up your whole world. And I'm going to like it. I'm going to cackle as I blow up your whole planet. Let's go to the next question. The Simpsons' first Halloween special aired in which season? Was that 2, 3, 4, or 26? And now note, this is the first Halloween special, regardless of what it was titled.
So this is different from Treehouses of Horror, right?
Well, we're going to go into that afterwards.
Okay.
But
then
yes,
I don't
it
know
is.
the answer.
What did you think the answer was?
If it was Treehouses of Horror, I think that was season 2. Might have been 3, but if it's different, then I have no idea.
Well, let's see what everyone else picked. Eat short, man. Eat short, man. 5 of you said it's 2. 3 of you said 4. 3 of you said 3. 4 of you said 3. Too many numbers involved. 2 of you said 4. None of you thought it was 26. The correct answer is season 2. And of course, the framing device was Bart and Lisa telling each other and Maggie scary stories in Bart's treehouse. This initial Halloween special contained an Amityville horror parody called Bad Dream House, a parody of the Twilight Zone episode To Serve Man called Hungry Are the Damned, and a parody of The Raven. However, it wasn't called the Treehouse of Horror yet. They didn't call them Treehouse of Horror episodes until season 13. They were just the Simpsons Halloween specials.
Huh.
I was surprised to find that out as well. Don't have cow. I am Samson. Giggity.
I remember
I love this Simpsons catchphrase, Alice. Can we all just watch The Shining right now? Do 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 do. Oh, The Shinning. Can we all just watch The Shinning right now?
It was Groundkeeper Willie.
Yes.
Shinning.
Yes, it's legally distinct from The Shining. I was surprised it was that late into the run when they started calling them Treehouse of Horrors. That information comes from the Simpsons wiki, so perhaps it's not correct.
I appreciated that in the you said the first one they did the story of the
Raven.
Yeah. I appreciated that the Raven was Bart, and the fact was that Bart was just annoying the crap out of Homer. That, like, the whole thing was Homer's trying to be poetic, and Bart is just being a little shit. It was a fun.
Yeah, that's actually. I have to. Well, wait. People are pointing out there's no way that's true. That it started in season 13. Okay, well, it looks like... Oh, I see what it is. It looks like... Yeah, we should... You're right, Premel. So it looks like Treehouse of Horror is the third episode of the second season of the American animated show The Simpsons. It originally aired. The episode was inspired by 1950s horror comics. So I think it was that the episode was... That first one was called Treehouse of Horror, but not on screen. Because the title card for the first one was absolutely that it was the Simpsons Halloween special, and they made it through they made it pretty deep in before it stopped being called that. Like, they made it all. Actually, I think it is 13. I think they might have been colloquially called Treehouse of Horrors, but even Treehouse of Horror 10 on screen was identified as the Simpsons Halloween Special 10.
Huh.
So I think it's that it looks like they were referred to... I think it is that, like, they were colloquially known as the Treehouse of Horror, but on screen they were called that because the first one had the framing device of telling spooky stories in the treehouse. They were, like, called Treehouse of Horror as a reference to the House of Horror stuff from the 50s. But that it looks like, yeah, the 13th...
Alice, I think it's a Mandela effect. I think that, like, it was something that was called later, but we all thought it happened earlier.
I think it's that, I mean, because and what's interesting is the Simpsons wiki does refer to all of the Halloween specials as Treehouse of Horror, and starting by 13, they are on screen as the Treehouse of Horror and are promoted as that on like in ads and stuff. So 13 had the Treehouse of Horror 13, and then you go all the way down back to 12. Okay, a guy named Maddie is through season 5, and so far all the title cards have been Simpson Halloween Special numeral. Yeah, and see, yeah, it is 13. So 13 was right, because here it goes. On 12, it was still the Simpsons Halloween Special 12. Yeah, Blocktoven says they were called Treehouse, but the title card just said Halloween Special. Interesting. But now let's return to some trivia, rather than just unraveling some things. First by going to leaderboard. I definitely knew the name as a kid, too, so I think that the episode titles were Treehouse of Horror, but it wasn't on screen. But what is on screen is our leaderboard, where Bootleg Bart is in first. I'm tired of these jokes about my giant hand in second. Stephen Premmel in third. And then some more people after that. But now, let's go on to question number 8. Why don't we? Question number 8. What is Comic Book Guy's full name? Do you know the answer to this one?
No. It's funny because I've actually worked in a comic shop, and I still don't know the answer to this. So I am probably the worst nerd in the world right now.
Well, here are your options. They are Albert Johnson, Bill Gunderson, Jeff Albertson, or Matt Groening. Do any of these ring a bell as Comic Book Guy's name?
Either Bill Gunderson or Matt Groening.
Matt Groening? You think it might be Matt Groening?
No, I think if it's anything, it's Bill Gunderson.
Oh, hello, I am not the Zodiac Killer. Welcome to our game of Simpsons trivia. I hope someone was fired for that blunder, says Alice Forever Cemetery. Single Walk Run picked the wrong answer. But did you? Let's see. 2 said Albert Johnson, 6 said Bill Gunderson, 3 said Jeff Albertson. None of you thought it was Matt Groening. What was the correct answer? It's Jeff Albertson. The character first appeared in 1991's 3 Men and a Comic Book, which is, of course, where Milhouse, Martin, and Bart all get a comic book and try to share custody. He was first named in the 2005 episode Homer and Ned's Hail Mary Pass, where he's revealed to be Jeff Albertson, and they did tons of promos about the fact that they were going to reveal his whole name, and it was just Jeff Albertson. Alice, I also think about him saying I've wasted my life a lot. Seeing that kind of suffering from a lowly third-dimensional being brings a real smile to my face. Jass's hometown had a discount paperback comic book Warhammer store where the one employee was a dead ringer for Comic Book Guy. Answer 1 had Stephen Premmel all twist around. Well done, Fluval. Thank you. Well done. Clap, clap, clap. Now that's the kind of attitude I like to see from a third-dimensional being. No slandering about farts detected. But what is detected is our leaderboard, where Bootleg Bart is in first. I am tired of these jokes about my giant hands in second. Stephen Premmel in third. A groaning named Matt. It's a grading name, Matt, in fourth. Smithers Sims for Capitalism still in fifth, and last, and Bartoven. Well, you're up in fifth place, ahead of Jazz Fadson. Our next question is another type-in answer. Are you ready, Arthur?
I hope so.
What?
I've gotten most of these wrong, so don't listen to what I have to say. I am not knowledgeable.
Okay, then why don't we just go to question number 9? Now, to be ready, get your typing phalanges ready. Here we go. In the episode I Am Furious, Yellow, what was the name of Bart's web series making fun of Homer? Type in your answers now. At the end of the episode, Homer got painted green and dressed up as the Hulk and smashed downtown Springfield. And at the very end, Stan Lee goes, "He's the Hulk? He can't be the Hulk. I'm the Hulk. Ah! Ah!" And Jeff Albertson kindly brings him back inside the Android's Dungeon comic book store.
When did this happen?
This was in 2002 as part of season 13, so long after you had stopped watching.
The integration of the technology of his web show, that's beyond what
it's a Flash cartoon that Bart drew. That's fair. Alice Forever Cemetery, but what did everyone pick? Angry Dad is what 5 of you said. Angry Dad. 1 of you said Lonely Simpson 15. I mean, that was a really groundbreaking series. I was shocked when I learned it was fictional. Hail Fluval, Hulkmer, Arthur, why are you drinking all Fluval's farts?
Okay,
and Homer
so-
sucks.
If in case you missed it, I don't have any food or water here, so
I also don't fart, so yeah, you can't be drinking my farts. I don't fart, I glisten.
if that's what you want to call it, Fluval.
I do. What do you think I should call the correct answer? It's Angry Dad. It's Angry Dad. It got bought by, in the episode, Angry Dad gets bought by a startup, turned into a movie, and Bart thinks he's going to make it rich. But, wouldn't you know it, that little tech company ran out of money and went out of business, and so they stole copper wiring from the walls.
That sounds about right.
I don't fart, I glisten. Fluval outside of time and space. So 5 of you got it right. Well, let's see what that did to our rankings. Where Bootleg Bart, you of course got it right, still in first, has answered everything correct so far. As has, I'm tired of these jokes about my giant hand. A graining named Maddie up in third place with 7 out of 15 correct. Bartoven in fourth, Stephen Premmel in fifth. And Amanda Hugging Kiss in seventh, and Clever Pun right behind in eighth. How are you feeling about these, Arthur? It sounds like you haven't been doing so great.
No, just the general air of doom and dread that sits on my shoulders constantly has been getting heavier as the game has gone on.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it. Well, hopefully you have some points, because coming up next for question 10, it's time to place your wager. Get your wagers in very quickly. You have less than 10 seconds left to make your wager.
Bet everything!
Bet everything if you want to make chaos reign. Which of these is a real piece of Simpsons merchandise? A Homer's Head ice cube tray, a Homer Simpson Mr. Potato Head, slippers that look like Homer's head, or the Simpsons chess set. Which of these is a real piece of Simpsons merchandise? Do you know the answer to this one?
Yes, I do, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
Simpsons chess set.
Wow.
I feel like I've actually played with one of them.
Interesting. Oh, good night, the Argyle. Thank you for joining us. Yes, hopefully Intern Couch Gag feels better soon. Blogtoven went with their heart. What did everyone go with, though? 1 of you said the Mr. Potato Head. 5 of you said slippers that look like Homer's head. 4 of you said the Simpsons chess set. I am not the Zodiac Killer would have guessed they were all real. Well, they are all real. Ha ha ha. You were rewarded for your courage. Whatever you wagered is what you got. Don't live in fear. Don't you live in fear. But now let's take a look at those pieces of Simpsons merchandise. Well, live in fear of me, but not of taking risks. It makes your pain all the sweeter. Here, of course, is a Homer Simpson ice cube tray.
I mean, Fluval, speaking of pain, I don't know if you've ever tried to use one of those novelty ice cube trays. But
I heard you say that, Stephen Premmel.
Premmel, you're poking a bear, man. You're gonna make.
What were you saying, Arthur? Have I ever tried to use what?
It's not important. It was gonna be an observational piece of humor, and I'm not humorous, so let's move on.
What's the deal with Homer Simpson, Mr. Potato Head?
Cash grab.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, multi-selects were the one thing Kahoot has over Crowd Burr, in my opinion. But not enough to go back. Yeah, right? It's real weird seeing Homer in potato. And you are funny. Don't doubt yourself. You were engineered to be funny.
I was engineered to doubt myself. Kristie made it very certain of that.
That's funny to me. Your doubt is hilarious. Anyway, here are the slippers.
Dude, seriously. There was a studio cat that came through. You couldn't see it, but I swear it was here.
I don't believe you. But look at this. Haven't you ever... Yeah, right? That's not what you would expect, is it, 1BBBR? Haven't you ever wanted to shove your foot into Homer's mouth?
No.
Haven't you ever wanted Homer Simpson to suck on your toes?
I really have not, Fluval. That has not been something that has at ever any point given me joy.
Then I can't promise it would make your dreams come true, but these would make someone's dreams come true.
Yeah, I mean, they're wearing them, right?
Are you into Vor and Homer Simpson?
Oh, no. Stephen Kreml, say something about farts. This has gone worse.
Intern Forrest also had these, and he put his tree trunks right in Homer's mouth and thought it was weird even at the time. We all know the OC song Tum Sucker Thumbbuster. We also know the Simpsons chess set.
Okay, so that is a real thing.
Yes, they were all real. All of them were real this time. But let's go to the leaderboard. Bootleg Bart, still in first, gained 804 points off of that single question. I'm tired of these jokes about my giant hand. Also got it correct, gained 748. A graining named Matt gained 500. A lot of people gained a lot of points on that question.
Bet everything.
Yeah, if you bet everything on that question, everything was coming up Millhouse. But now we're going to take another break from the trivia, and this isn't my mind palace. It's slightly different. Oh, look at the studio cat. Look at the studio cat. No, show the studio cat again. Oh, look at that studio cat. But just to be clear, this isn't my mind palace. This is Mr. X's webpage. So there was an episode of The Simpsons where Homer became a muckraker who shared gossip about everyone in the town, and he operated under the alias of Mr. X. And Fox made the actual website that they showed on the show into a real functioning website. Yes, it's the prisoner episode, exactly. It's the one where he gets sent to the island from the prisoner. Is that the same studio cat or another one?
I can't. I don't know. Their studio cats defy logic.
Premel remembers this, so let's take a look through the gossip all around Springfield. Quimby's dirty pool. Mayor Quimby isn't just swimming in corruption, he's swimming in his brand new pool. Swimming like a shark does. Where did Diamond Joe get the money for the pool? From the town highway fund, that's where. So next time you hit a pothole, remember where your tax dollars are going for a refreshing dip. And look at that counter, it's going fast. So many people are visiting this website. Bagels or old donuts. Next time you ask for a schmear on that bagel, you should ask for sprinkles too. Why? A whole lot of cheating at the Quickie Mart, that's why. Turns out Apu is selling chewy, week-old donuts from the bagel bin. Is nothing sacred? In this reporter's opinion, no. Police host race riot. Another blot on the police blotter. Springfield cops have been taking prisoners out of their cells and making them race each other. That sounds like a fun show. This is Wayback Machine, Jess. This is Wayback Machine. In another shocker, Springfield's finest have been using the electric chair to cook chicken. That's finger-licking wrong. Journalistic dynamite. Oh, I have to see this explosion. Someone is selling uranium to terrorists. This intrepid reporter personally witnessed a powerful figure selling one case of radioactive material to a group of... Oh, that's bad. That hasn't aged well. The terrorists will most certainly use the uranium to make a deadly bomb. And who's selling the uranium to terrorists? Montgomery Burns.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that makes sense. He's a capitalist.
Mr. Burns would.
Yeah.
Bulletin. New race discovered living 6 inches under Denver, all named Mortensen. Something is rotten in the state of Denver. A new race has been discovered living 6 inches below the city's crust. Will they prove friend or foe? For what it's worth, this reporter hopes. Friend. Indeed. Boo earns indeed, Stephen Premel. Boo earns. Indeed. I'm gonna go to there. Controlling our minds with flu shots. That's funny to remember when this was a joke. Flu shots have never hurt a soul, or have they? A mysterious cabal is using the injections for diabolical purposes, including mind control. Remember when it was absurd?
Yeah, I remember
believe
when
that.
That used to be a joke, and then all of a sudden, people believed it, and now...
You know what else people believed? In our next question. Question number 11. In Simpsons did it indeed, Blogtoven. In season 2's Lisa's Substitute, Mr. Bergstrom gives Lisa a note saying what? Does it say? Bart's a doofus. You are enough. You are Lisa Simpson, or your mom and dad love you. And while you're answering that, I'll give you a couple interesting facts about this episode. That was the first full appearance of Ralph Wiggum. And Mr. Bergstrom was played by Dustin Hoffman, but credited under the screen name Sam Ettick. Because he's Jewish. And it was like a whole plot point that that there were Jewish cowboys and everything. Blogtoven guessed too quick and thinks they're wrong. Why don't we see what everyone else picked then? 4 of you said you are enough. 5 of you said you are Lisa Simpson. Bart opening the note as the droid pulls away to read Bart's a doofus is pretty charming. Yeah, that was what I was picturing as well when I wrote that answer. Do you remember which of these is correct, Arthur?
I think it's you are enough, because I think he's supposed to be like sort of that hippy-dippy style of teacher that is in fostering in children self-confidence. So. Yeah,
he's the kind and supportive teacher, but is that what he said? No, he said, you are Lisa Simpson. And he told her to read the note whenever she feels alone and like she can't rely on anyone. So the meaning is essentially the same, but the actual note is you are Lisa Simpson. Raspberries. It's true, TBH. She is Lisa Simpson. You can't argue with his note. Good educator. Good educator. Well, let's see who has a note in their pocket saying I am in first place. It's Bootleg Bart. But I am tired of these jokes about my giant hand. Not too far behind. Neither is a graining named Matt. All within striking distance. All could make a comeback in this game. Yes, Bart in that episode. Bart says that in the episode where they go to the golf club, and Marge says to Bart, "No grifting." Raspberries. You know it won't make you say all raspberries? Unless you get it wrong. It's question 12. Here we go. In You Only Move Twice, Homer worked for which supervillain who founded the Globex Corporation? Is that... Wait. Is that Dr. Hector Von Colossus, Hank Scorpio, Robert Terwilliger, or Tyranno Goldlover? Do you know the answer?
I don't know, but it's a toss-up between Robert Terwilliger. Although Terwilliger was 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T, so I don't think it's that one. But Tyranno Goldlover just sounds like the kind of dumb name that they would toss in there.
There is a Bond parody in the episode as a little hint. Well, everyone has answered. Oh, what did you pick? Tyranno like Cyrano. D is a great name, says Bootlegged Bart. Well, I'm glad you said it, because that's the one we came up with. We wrote D. The rest are all people who appeared on The Simpsons. But is the People's Choice Hank Scorpio the correct answer? Yes, it is. The correct answer is Hank Scorpio. Dr. Hector Von Colossus is a supervillain who lives in Springfield and is an ex-husband of Malibu Stacy creator Stacy Lovell. And Robert Terwilliger is better known as the murderous Sideshow Bob.
Oh!
Wait, the question never showed for you? Ugh. There was an intern did hit the wrong button before they started the question, so that may be why. Hi, caramba. Let's go to the leaderboard. Where Bootleg Bart is in second. I am tired of these jokes about my giant hand. And, well, don't worry, Bartoven, you're still in fourth place, so you're still doing good. Bart Blogtoven's crowd per feud continues. Indeed, Jess. Were you going to say something, Arthur?
Didn't Sideshow Bob have a brother?
Sideshow Cecil.
Cecil.
Yes, and Cecil was voiced by David Hyde Pierce, who played Niles Crane on Frasier, which was a funny little in-joke because, of course, Sideshow Bob was voiced by Kelsey Grammer himself. Frasier, the titular Frasier. Did you get a new note, Arthur?
No, the studio cats are messing with stuff.
Okay, well, I'm going to mess with our viewers by going to question number 13. True or false? According to Simpsons lore, Krusty the Clown played Joker on the 1966 Batman TV show. I'm going to read that question again, not muddling it up. True or false? According to Simpsons lore, Krusty the Clown played Joker on the 1966 Batman TV show. And you're wondering who voiced his sideshow Mel. That is indeed Dan Castellaneta, as a guy named Matty said. But the question starts now. Is it true or false that Krusty the Clown played Joker on the 1966 Batman TV show in the lore, the deep and expansive lore of The Simpsons?
I think this one is false, because I think what it was that Krusty auditioned for the position and failed to get in, right?
I mean, I'm not going to answer your question until everyone has locked in their answers.
You can answer. It's like 3 seconds left. I mean, it's...
And I didn't... Right. What? What? Oh, like Paul Dano is married to Rooney Mara? Or is like had a baby with Rooney Mara? Not the fictional character. The Joker. Oh, well, Single Walk Run was guessing, but hit a different button than intended. Let's see what everyone picked. Pretty even divide. 6 of you said true. 4 of you said false. What's the correct answer? It's false. He played Clownface, who tried to kill the dynamic duo by chaining them to his carousel of death and ordering his henchmen Hoo, Ha, and He to start spinning it very quickly. But it's just Krusty in a clown costume. It's not the Joker. Oh, that's right, because the Joker is Joaquin Phoenix. But Bootleg Bart, it sounds like, may have gotten that one wrong, interrupting their streak of perfect answers. Let's find out by going to the leaderboard. Yes, Bootleg Bart, for the first time in the game, not in first. Or first time in a long time, at least, not in first. Down in second. I am tired of these jokes about my giant hands in first. This is how I became the Joker, says Blogtoven.
It's still a very close game. I mean, they're only like 11 points apart.
Yeah, and you worry. There's one more wager question to go. So it is still very up in the air. I had to leave for a while. Is it too late for me to rocket to the top? Not at all, because we have... Well, depending on... how many points do you have? Yeah, you could still do really well. It's not too late, because it's possible you could win if our leaderboard got enough things wrong on a wager question. So you still got a shot, Horde Jedi. You still got a shot. Why don't we go to question 14 and let you start your ascent?
Don't miss your shot.
After he divorced Luann, Milhouse's dad, Kirk Van Houten, wrote a sappy love song called Baby on Board, Can I Borrow a Feeling, Deep, Deep Trouble, or Love? What do you think, Arthur? Do you think you know the answer to this?
I vaguely remember this relationship happening and then coming apart. But I feel like the love song was him asking for her back. So maybe Can I Borrow a Feeling?
Do you remember that he sleeps in a race car bed?
No.
Oh, this is from the episode where Kirk Van Houten goes, I sleep in a race car bed. Do you? And Homer goes, I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
Yep.
It's such a good episode. Can I Borrow a Cup of Love is one of those answers, one of the lyrics, I should say. But what did everyone pick? Everyone picked Can I Borrow a Feeling, which is the correct answer. The song debuted in 1996's A Millhouse Divided. Baby on Board was a hit song by the B Sharps, Homer's barbershop quartet.
Oh, that's right.
Deep Deep Trouble was a song written by Matt Groening and DJ Jazzy Jeff for the album The Simpsons Sing the Blues. And Love was a rap by Bart Simpson that was featured on the Yellow album.
No.
Yeah.
Ugh.
In 1998.
98.
Was a time where that was the joke they would do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the leaderboard. Wow. I am tired of these jokes about my giant hands holding on to first place with Bootleg Bart down in second, a graining named Matt in third. Still a wonderful night, though, as Barthoven and Stephen Premmel now up in fifth place, Kelever Pun in sixth, Jazz Fadson in seventh, and Amanda Hugging Kiss in eighth place. Now, this next one could prove a little tricky. Here we go. It's another type-in question. You'll have to... Oh, no, it's not. It's a wager. Wager your points now. Place
Bet
your
everything.
wager.
Don't
There's
miss
actually...
your shot. Wager it all. Bet it all. All of it.
Wager. That's right. It's a wager and a type-in question. Bet you're all. This is the final question as well, by the way. What is the name of Springfield's minor league baseball team? Type in your answers. Do you think you know, Arthur?
Not even slightly. No.
Okay.
If I was betting right now, I would lose everything. If I had a guess, I would say the Duffs or some riff on their beer.
It's a riff on something that's very central to Springfield. That's my hint.
Weren't they like owned by Mr. Burns, so it has something to do with the power plant?
Oh, it does have something to do with the power plant. Yes, there's a baseball-themed punk band that has the same name. There's also a real minor league team in Albuquerque, New Mexico with the same name, which has statues of Bart, Marge, Lisa, and Homer in front of their park. Blogtoven says it was too big of a clue. Well, let's see what everyone picked then. Oh shit, was it Stephen Premmel? Was it the Isotopes? It was the Springfield Isotopes. And the answers are the Springfield Isotopes, which 7 of you picked. 1 of you picked Justin Michael Hunt. And 1 of you picked Isotopes. I Googled it. Don't give me a point.
I'm sorry, whoever you are, but it's been very clearly established on the show. Cheating is a good thing. So
I kept thinking Springfield Nukes, which wasn't right. You're right. I have to give a point. Fudge on an Arthur-flavored cracker, says Stephen Premmel. Because, yeah, it wasn't Justin Michael Hunt. The correct answer is the Springfield Isotopes. I see why you thought it was too big of a clue, but why don't we now go to our results, to our podium? Let's see who won our game. And our winner is... I am tired of these jokes about my giant hand. Bootleg Bart in second, Barthoven in third. Okay, I am tired about these jokes about my giant hand. Send a message to Radio Free Multiverse on social media. Wait, is that you, 1BBR? Who won? If you're here in the chat, let us know and message and send us your address so that we can send you your prize for winning our game of trivia. Not you. Okay, yeah. Send us your link. Send us your address so we can send you a sticker. Oh, it's you. I am not the Zodiac Killer. Wait, what's that asterisk doing here? What's that asterisk? You're lying. No, I got so mad I mutilated my Bart head with my hat. Let me take it off. I meant to do this.
Very painful.
Who is it? I don't know, Horde Jedi. They're going to have to send me their address to get their prize. Oh, gosh. They made you look a fool, Fluval. A fool. Maybe it was Rian Johnson, director of The Last Jedi and Knives Out and the upcoming. I mean, if it was Emily Pineapple, that would be very convenient because I definitely have their address. Can we just play through all the Simpsons arcade game now on stream? You can. You can. I can't stop you. I could by blowing up your planet, but I won't. Won't somebody please think of the children? Well, actually, I just remembered. The winner gets a sticker, but there's one prize that everyone gets.
Run! Run now! Run! Fluval, why did
Arthur.
you call it Mustafar?
Because you're right, it's not populated enough. The whole planet was one big city. Now it's one big rock pile. You're right. You got me, Blogtoven. I blew up Mustafar because it reminded me of farts because it's full of gas. And I was just still so mad at Stephen Premmel for all his slanderous lies. One planet. Two planet. 3 planet. 4 planet. Cool, now it's balanced. Don't worry, it'll come back again. I mean, you'll have already seen it come back around before you see that. But yeah, no, it's all balanced again. 4 planets. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Every single one of those was out of Star Wars. Like, that was Mustafar, followed by Coruscant, followed by Tatooine, followed by... well, it wasn't a planet. Technically a forest moon, but...
Right. Well, I mean, you know that George Lucas is the official documentarian and personal confidant of Grand Emperor Aquarium, so it shouldn't be a surprise that the real world has a bit in common with George Lucas's imagination.
Fluval, aren't you George Lucas? I swear...
What? That's a mask. I'm also not actually Bart Simpson. I'm Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire. This is still just me. It's a mask. I'm not actually George Lucas. I hate to reveal all this to you.
Like Fluval?
What?
George, why are you talking like Fluval?
I'm Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire. I'm not George Lucas.
I'm confused and afraid.
You should be. Yes, I'm the rich little of fishes. I'm the rich little of fish. I have so many characters that I can do. I can sound like George Lucas, but this isn't because I'm actually George Lucas. It's because I'm very good at impressions.
Okay.
Good. I'm glad that's settled. Anyway, Arthur, it is a fact that you joined me on this episode.
Yes. Thank you to everyone who gave field reports from the field. And just a reminder, you should join the Patreon. We have a Patreon. And
yes, we do. And you get stickers and a bunch of other fun surprises for supporting us over on Patreon. Arthur, where were your muffins?
I don't have any. Why are these lies perpetuating? Stephen Premmel, you're going to get me in trouble. Stop.
Arthur, we're going to get to the bottom of this muffin situation.
Here he comes, swimming closer than farther away.